Hi, my name is Tom, and I would like to review the Ohuhu microphone stand with boom that is also selling on Amazon as other brand names at about $20. There are 3 issues that make this stand unsuitable for my use, but might not be a problem for you. First is stability. I have mounted on here a Rode NTG3 shotgun microphone that I use for video production. I am only 5'3". This stand really doesn't go that high. It's only about 4'6", and at its maximum height, it's even less stable than at any other height. If I angle the boom up here, you know, it's great. It gets it at a decent height, especially if I'm sitting in a chair. The higher up I get it, the closer the stand is to me. So the boom is not long enough in a stable configuration. When it is fully extended, I have to have it positioned just correctly. Right now the boom is hanging out over one of the legs on the base of the stand, one of the tripod legs, and that is kind of keeping it stable. But if I swing it out of the way, even just for a minute, and notice I don't have any cables or clips or anything else attached to this stand. I understand I could use a sandbag or something else to weigh it down, but even when I swing it away part way, it falls over on its own. So that just isn't stable enough for my use. I think it might be stable enough for someone who plays guitar and sings, because you can actually mount another microphone on top here. You've got a 3/8 inch thread that you can screw another mic clip, and you can angle the boom down at your guitar, the mouth of your guitar, so you can mic your guitar when playing it and sing. I would not use it professionally though. I would use it maybe in a home studio. If you can live with that, oh golly, then it would be okay for you. But that just isn't going to work for me. Most booms I've used on mic stands have a screw thread. This one has a pressure clamp, so you have to remove this top clip here, and it just slides right off. The plastic insert that protects the stand from scratches pops out very easily. In fact, it actually popped out on its own on me. It already caused this to be scratched, and so you've got to not lose that when you're popping out your mic boom. There's a knob here to tighten it vertically, so you kind of loosen it, slide it up and down, and then you got this other knob that allows you to slide the boom horizontally and adjust its rotation, and then you kind of clamp it, and it's just a pressure clamp. There's no teeth in here to keep it from rotating, so even when it's pretty tight, it's still gonna wobble quite a bit. And I've got this tied down as tight as I possibly can. It has quite a bit of play. If you play guitar and want to mic your amp and sing with a mic here on the top at the same time, I wouldn't use this as a boom where you need to extend the boom out at a distance. I do want to mention this boom is not a telescoping boom, which I didn't expect it to be, because if your boom is not telescoping, you're going to have to loosen this thing to spin the boom arm, as it were, to loosen it from your mic clip. Once I remove the mic boom, if I want to just use this as a stand, it's a good idea to remember to put this cap back on, and I'll show you why. This cap is the only thing preventing the telescoping rod, on the vertical telescoping rod, from falling completely through the stand and onto the floor. So if you forget to put this little cap back on, and you have to remove the cap to remove the boom, you've got this piece, and you loosen it, and it's going to fall completely through to the floor like this. It's got this little wing, I don't know what you call this, flanges. It's like a flanged thing that's sticking out. I suppose it's to keep it from coming out all the way when you pull it up, but it doesn't really work. If I loosen this clamp up, I cannot seem to get it back in through this hole. The only way to get it back in is back through the bottom of the stand. It's kind of a struggle, yes, to get it pushed back up through the stand here. So even if I tighten this down and only loosen it a little bit, it does not prevent this from popping out. I'd say the aluminum tubing they use for the stand is pretty strong. I mean, I'm not going to be able to bend it, and however, this part here with the legs, it just isn't stable. And furthermore, these rubber feet pop right off. I don't have to make any effort whatsoever. I can just do it with one finger, boom, they pop right off. And so I can imagine if you took it on a gig or something, you would lose the rubber feet, and then if you don't ever want to take the feet off, maybe you could epoxy or super glue them on there so that they don't come off so easily. So that's the mic stand, and I'm going to collapse, oh boy. So I'm going to weigh this here on my postage scale. Oh, let's see if I can do this properly. And it looks like 2 pounds, 13.2 ounces. I think weight is very important with these things, but not so much that I want it to fall over with my microphone on it. So I hope this review was helpful. I'd really like to know what you think. Do you think this would make a good mic stand for certain musicians or singers that might just boom their guitar or their amp? Thanks, and feel free to leave a comment.